Hey everybody, welcome to Digital Sunday School Week 4. That sounds right.
I think so. 4 sounds
Week 4? Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Alright, so for today's question, I would like to know what apparently we're boring Asher already. What was one thing that you got in your Easter basket that was your favorite thing? What was the one favorite thing you got in your Easter basket?
I got caramel eggs.
Yep.
Those are good. What do you think?
You got a pretty full Easter basket. I got dark chocolate caramel coffee.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Squares.
about those.
They were delicious.
Those were really good. What were your favorite things that you got in your Easter basket?
Yeah, so I'm going to put this question on Facebook, and I'd love for you to answer and let me know. What's your one favorite thing you got in your Easter basket?
Nice.
Have you limited it?
Can't remember.
You can't remember? Was there a piece of candy that you got that you really liked? Or a toy? Like your water gun or your bubble gun?
I like the big bubbles.
The big bubbles,
Oh,
the bubble
yeah,
wand?
big bubble.
Yeah.
The big bubble wand
That was pretty cool.
my big and little water guns.
Yeah. Daddy got tiny water guns.
Yeah.
2.
You got a big one and I got a little one.
And I got one little one.
I got a medium one.
I got one little one. And
That's good. That's 2.
so
So,
like chocolate and berries in.
dark chocolate blueberries. Yeah.
Mm.
All right. Now for question number 2. What is the most important thing about Easter, though?
Something when God came back to life.
Yeah. So we can enjoy the things in our Easter baskets, like candy or toys, but ultimately we have to remember that the most important thing is that it was the day that Jesus came back to life,
Mm-hmm.
right? All right, are we ready for our story for today?
Yes.
So I'm going to read 2 different-ish, tiny bit different versions of the same story, but the first one's probably a little bit better for our early learners, and the second one maybe a little bit more geared towards our slightly older learners. They're both still pretty young stories, but just slight differences. So, so if you guys want to fast forward through one, that's fine. This one I would say is probably geared more towards our younger learners.
So we're gonna hold it and then you can read.
I don't know if that works very well. It's more just, I just kind of have to turn it this way and then I'll let you see the pictures. All right. Early believers. Some of the early believers were great at sharing. They shared their food and their clothes. They shared their money and their homes. They were so generous. No one was poor or needy because others gave without holding anything back. Together they saw many miracles and wonders. They met in the temple and they met in their homes. They talked about Jesus and they thanked God for blessing them. Then something amazing happened. When other people saw how happy the first believers were sharing all they had and talking about Jesus, they believed too.
Whoa.
They became Christians and they shared their food and their clothes and their money and their homes. They became one big Christian family. And their church family grew and grew and grew.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, here's our question. Oh, it's not a question, it's a thing you can do. Try sharing your happiness with others. Think of something happy or exciting to tell 3 friends or family members. It's okay, I wasn't actually showing them the book. You want me to show the book one more time? There we go. All right, my little videographer, come sit down.
I thought there was going to be 2.
I'm doing the second one right now. This one. This is the second one. All right, so this is called Creating an Awesome Community. So it's based on the same Bible verses, but again, this one might be for slightly older learners. Can you come sit back here, please? All right. God's promise is for you, your children, and for those who live far away, said Peter to the large crowd that had gathered to hear him speak. You are all welcome to be baptized into our community. In the days following Jesus' crucifixion, much had happened to Peter, Mary, Jesus' mother, John, and other followers. They met in a small room in Jerusalem and worshipped together. They were members of the first church community. Jesus' followers also spoke to crowds of people in the temple and busy markets. People would stop what they were doing and listen to their message of peace and love. Sometimes wonderful things happened, like the time that tongues of fire appeared in the air and people began to speak in many languages. We'll get to that story later. And today, after Peter's speech, 3,000 people were baptized and joined the new church.
Whoa.
What? Becoming part of the new church wasn't as easy as it sounded. Newcomers would sell their possessions and distribute money to those in need. How do you think the new members of the church felt about sharing all they owned?
Not so good.
You think it was hard? Maybe. Let's see.
Well, they're like, they might have been rich, so they gave them money
Mm-hmm.
because they had a lot of it,
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't give them food or anything else.
It says that they shared
All that they had. Yeah. So
they
it's
had a
just
lot or a little bit.
yeah. This is how the disciples felt about being part of the new church. Day by day, as they spent much time together in the temple, they broke bread at home and ate their food with glad and generous hearts, praising God and having the goodwill of all people. And day by day, the Lord added to their numbers those who were being saved. Acts 2:46-47. So this was based on Acts 2:37 through verse 47. This last bit was a direct quote of the last two verses there. So this is really about creating a community, and a community that shares and gives.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the reasons why we take up offering and we ask you to give to those in need, because that is the way God created the early church.
Mm-hmm.
That is the way God created the church. That is part of being a Christian, is giving to those who don't have as much and giving whatever you can. And sometimes when we don't have a lot of money to share, maybe we can share our food or our clothes, or maybe we can do something nice for somebody. Maybe we can just give them our time. Maybe we don't have food to share, but we can go down to the local food pantry or food bank and help serve other people. So there's lots and lots of different ways that we can share and give, but God definitely calls us as a community of believers to give, and to give as much as we can. And when we do that, when we give, we will... No, I'm not going to go there. We will have a glad and generous hearts, because God will bless us as we give. But we don't give because we want a blessing. We give because it is the way that we are supposed to act as Christians. But because of that, we will be richer in spirit, and we will be happier, and that happiness in and of itself is a blessing.
It's a good way to say thank you for all that God has done.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the craft table. So today's craft, if you so choose, is making a book. Asher is showing off the one that I already made. Oops, little pages coming undone. So if you want to pick a page to start illustrating, the first one is Jesus's. So you're going to take these and you're going to cut them apart, and these are going to be the pages of your book. So 7 pages. If you have a brother or sister at home, you could each do a couple of pages. If mom and dad, you could get them involved. So our first page is Jesus' followers spoke to the crowds of people in the temple and busy markets of Jerusalem. Page 2, the followers met in a small room. They included Jesus, mother, Jesus' mother, Mary, John, Peter, and they were the first church. Wait, we're actually on this page because it's, here we go, this is page 3. Page 3, one day a large crowd gathered near the temple to hear Peter speak. And then page 4, God's promise is for you, your children, and those who live far away, Peter told the people. After Peter's speech, 3,000 people were baptized and joined the new church. The new church members sold what they had and gave their money to the poor, and members of the church ate together with joy in their hearts. So, you can cut these up. The instructions at the top are a little bit different because they're made for a group, but what I did was I cut them up. I went ahead and pasted them, as Asher nicely showed you, and then I used a stapler to staple my pages together. You want to pick a page to color, to draw, so you can color, and then you can draw pictures to illustrate your book. So really, all you're going to need for today's craft is construction paper. You're going to need a copy of the sentences. And if you don't want to print this out, you can just hand copy this. So you don't even have to print it out. Scissors, and then glue. If you're doing, well, that I'm just getting to that right now. You have markers, or colored pencils, or crayons, or paint, or whatever strikes your fancy for illustrating. And then as far as putting the book together, you have options. I used a stapler. You can use a hole punch and brads. You can use a hole punch and yarn and just tie it together. You could even use tape. It probably won't be a little bit more difficult, but you could tape it together. But you have options as far as how you want to put it together. So that is the big craft for today. It's going to be fun. If you don't feel like drawing, I also included this page, which is a word search for church word search. And then there's a create your own church word search here at the bottom. If you do this, I would love for you to scan it or take a close-up picture of it so that maybe some friends can actually do it. That would be a very fun activity. And again, I'll put a little post on our Facebook page where you can post pictures of this. You can take a picture of your book or do a little video of your book and post it there so we can see what you're doing at home. So those are our activities for today. And Asher is drawing. What is this a picture of?
Somebody giving to another person.
Somebody giving to another person. That is a great for the front of our book. Yeah. What are... Oh, because it's so sweet. It's so nice to give, huh? I have to fix the pens here. It drives me a little nuts. The lid's not on properly. Can you talk and draw at the same time? What do you think? No, that's okay. You don't have to. I would also like for you to think about different ways that we are functioning as church even while apart. Because we often think about church just being when we're all together in this room. But really, being the church is about being a community of believers. And we, even apart, even those of you who are watching me who maybe have never sat in this room with me before. Maybe I have some new friends out there that I haven't even met yet. Just super exciting. But we are being a community of believers by worshiping together, by watching these videos and praying together, by doing activities that remind us of God, by going out into our community and doing acts of kindness. Maybe you have done a card for somebody. Maybe you put a nice sign up in your window that just reminds people that God loves them. Maybe you've been nice to your brother or your sister. Maybe you haven't been nice to your brother or your sister, and you should be. Maybe you've done something nice for your mom or dad. And those are all ways that we can be the community of God and spreading God's love, even while we can't sit in the same room together. Yeah.
You say you're welcome. You do welcome.
Oh, you want me to write welcome?
See, I put little speech words.
Great job. Thank you. You're welcome. So this is Asher's cover page for our book. And so I took the, I just cut this little header out here and made it the title of our book, which is A Growing Community. And so this one, Asher's drawn a picture of somebody giving somebody money, and he says, thank you. And this person, oh no, not money, what is this? Is this food?
Yeah.
Food. And he says, you're welcome. And we at our church have a food bank ministry, or the ministry that we support of a food bank. The food bank isn't actually part of the church anymore, where it's its own entity, but we support that food bank. So if you have anything to donate to the food bank, I think we're still accepting donations. We'll do proper disinfecting and everything. But if you have donations for the food bank, let us know. I think we don't need extra help right now, but once social distancing is done and we're back to sort of normal operations, they can definitely use extra helpers, especially people that can run food. What?
Are you going to do a page?
I wasn't, but I can. Do you want me to do a page real quick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't we finish
Yeah,
the
how about I do the
part?
prayer and then I'll do a page? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right. Not sure what's happening here. So this would be the point in church service where we would ask for offering. So again, if you have a little bit of offering, I don't know what's happening. If you have some offering, please set it aside and bring it when we can be together again, or take it to your own church when you can be worshiping with your community of faith in the same room. Remember, we are still worshiping together even though we're apart. So I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say when you can worship, but when you can worship in the same room. But also we like to think of one thing that we can do as offering to God that's not money. So I encourage you to let us know what that is so that we can help hold you accountable. Asher, what's your one thing going to be this week? What do you think? Think about it. All right. Well, we'll come back to you in a minute. Daddy, what's your one thing?
My offering will be to do a service for somebody.
Nice. My offering is going to be extra patient this week because I haven't been.
That's a good one for me.
That's a good one for you too.
Because I'm like never patient.
Not never, but
Because
you know.
I don't want to be patient.
It's hard to be patient, isn't it? So that's what
I'm
I'm
not
gonna.
a very patient person.
Yeah, no, you get that from your mom. I own that. I know it's my fault. So what?
No.
No, you don't get it from me? Do you get it from Dad?
No.
What? So what's your offering going to be this week?
Anybody.
You don't get it from anybody? That's a
What
very
is
tall
this?
person. That's a table.
So what's your offering, buddy?
My offering is to share some of my stuff I have.
That would be nice. Yeah, are we gonna go through some of your toys and things and
Yeah.
maybe donate some stuff?
Are you gonna put eyes on them?
I am. So much shade. I am. I'm giving them eyes right now. And then I'm even gonna give them hair. And then my picture is gonna be done. So that's a great way. There aren't a lot of places that are accepting donations right now, but you can set it aside. You can take it when everything is done. You can also ask your parents to look around for some places.
Can I put some pants?
Yep.
I thought that was gonna be a girl with
Nope, that's a boy with curly hair.
yeah, cause
This one's another boy. And then this one's gonna be a girl with curly hair. I didn't draw clothes on people because I'm not very good at that, but that's okay. So there's my picture.
One of my school friends better have that.
It says, this is the followers met in a small room. This is a door. That's how you know it's a room. They included Jesus' mother. Jesus' mother. Gosh, I don't know why I have such a hard time saying that. Jesus' mother, Mary, John, and Peter. And there's also other people. So that was my picture. All right, did you want to add something to my picture? Everyone's a critic. All right, well, while you are adding to my picture, I will also ask that if you have any prayer requests or joys that you would like to share, again, we'll have a post on our Facebook page. Basically, I'm just going to post something for today's Sunday school, and you can put anything that you want there. But I would love to hear from you so that I can include those in our next Sunday school lesson. Is there anything anybody wants to ask for prayers for today? No, nothing specific. All right, can we take a pause on drawing for a minute and do our prayer together?
I think I did one.
Okay, one thing. I'm gonna let him do one thing. Oh, did you add some ground outside my house, my room?
Yeah.
Was that a tree?
No. It's a mailbox.
A mailbox. For that early Jewish mail. Early mail system in Jerusalem. All right. Oh, and there's the sun.
I'm going to just
Sun rays. All right. Let's pause. Hold on, Asher. Ash. Okay. Thank you. All right. Dear God,
Dear God,
make my heart happy.
make my heart happy.
Make my heart glad.
Make my heart glad.
Make my
Help
heart
me.
glad.
Help me to share whatever
Help me to share whatever
I have.
I have.
Help me to know you.
Help me to know you.
Help me to pray.
Help me to pray.
Let my heart praise you
Let my heart praise you
all through the day.
all through the day.
Amen.
Amen.
And thank you all for joining us for this week's Digital Sunday School. As always, please feel free to share your thoughts with us. If there's things that you'd like to see us do more of or things we can do better, we want this to be fun and enjoyable for you. So let me know. Bye.
Bye.